excited.
That's something you can go anywhere you want. How much you live anywhere you want.
I'll say the same thing now. Oh, really?
So there's one in Germany
That's good.
I'm having my laptop with it.
I think you can buy me some defense You can walk across the road.
Yes. Cool. That was awesome. My rule.
Yeah, you didn't know what to do. He was running around the
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because he's 19 and January 0 is 19. And he's celebrating like he's 20. I think a basketball. Like shirt half off and he's in
Paul protected his jacket.
Did he
I think he took his jacket and was like, he's really like, fuming about it. But they took the guitar in like for 60 minutes. And I was like, I didn't know
He was so bad. Yeah. I don't think Cortese even. I don't know if he was injured or something. Because I made a lot of difference by then. I think it was. Well, I was happy to lose some Rico's. He did cool as hell. Yeah, it would have been a better. They're celebrating every single day. They're going to go for fun. I think he's the best one in the world based off that. Because he was Barca's go-to player for 7 years. too. Oh. My dream.
The clearly best player in the world, though, without a shadow of a doubt, is Scott Thomas.
It's so true. What do they call him?
I used to go, I thought when he played United, he used to call him Ballon d'Or to my dad. Because I was like, he's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
So you knew. No way. Didn't Man United always?
I think it's not. He looks like he's out.
Good evening. A great start. Good afternoon and welcome to a sun-drenched O'Connor enclosed for National Premier League Women's action. It's Belconnen United, the visitors to Canberra Olympic. There's not a cloud in the sky. Not a breath of wind across the ground. It is blue skies as far as we can see. Temperature's pretty good. I'm Russ Gibbs and Sam Watson's with me. With his sunglasses on as well. It feels like not quite as cold as it did yesterday, Sam, and thanks for joining us this afternoon off the back of a 2-0 defeat in your own derby.
Yes, good evening, Ross. I'm very happy to be here. Yeah,
Done it as well.
No, that was deliberate. Really excited for this game. It's a really nice day for football as well, and really nice conditions. Very excited.
Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, we just watched the reserves, which was the top two, and it finished Canberra Olympic 0, Belconnen United 9, which was a little bit of a surprise. I don't think anybody expected it to finish quite like that. Prior to that, the under-17s finished. Belconnen United haven't lost a regular season game in the under-17s in 2.5 years, and it finished Belconnen United 0, Canberra Olympic 1. So probably two surprises that we've seen so far. Canberra Olympic, well, they need a win today. 9 points behind Belconnen United. They've got a game in hand, but if they can win today and win a game in hand, they're back in the hunt, aren't they?
Yeah. I think they're a different team to the start of the season as well. You look back at their last league meeting, it was overwhelmingly Belconnen were the better team. And I think, the reintroduction of Janet King, Tiana Mira coming back in, I think it's a new look Olympic side. So I think we can expect a closer game. And, they do need a win. So it will be important for them today.
Early kickoff as well here, 2 o'clock. And I think it's 2 o'clock in the game between Tuggeranong United and West Canberra Wanderers this afternoon. A 3 o'clock kickoff at Deakin Stadium for Canberra Croatia versus Gungahlin United. There is a men's Premier League at 3 as well. Down in Solomad, Ugali versus Queanbeyan City. Men's Premier League action started on Friday. Tuggeranong United beat Gungahlin United 4-2 over at Gungahlin enclosed. Battle of the Big Cats at AIS saw Robert Kachenko equalise in the 95th minute as Monero Panthers and Tigers drew 2-2. And then last night, the Croatian derby, goodness me, O'Connor Knights led after 9 minutes. And then 9 goals later, they were on the end of an absolute annihilation. Canberra Croatia 9, O'Connor Knights 1. Loads of goals in the Men's Premier League this weekend, but last night, Sam, what a result for Canberra Croatia. Yeah,
that is a crazy result as well. If you think about where the teams were for the last 2 seasons as well, seeing that result today, you'd never expect it like a year ago.
I think a lot of people might have expected Canberra Croatia to win last night, considering the form they've been in, which has been relentless. But to win by that many, I mean, I think they smelt blood and just went, well, they're going to go for it yesterday. And you felt a bit for O'Connor Knights, who were game throughout, but just got picked apart. And in Max Green and Thomas James, they've got 2 of the most informed players in the league. Thomas James, 12 assists this season already. And we've only played, 8 matches.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I think, as you said before we went on air, they're just relentless. They don't stop. And if you give them opportunities, they'll take them. They'll keep taking them. And that's what they did.
Focuses on the women's game here, though, this afternoon. And Canberra Croatia awaits Belconnen United in the cup final next Saturday afternoon at Deakin Stadium at McKellar Park. 12:30 kickoff if you get the chance to be in there. $5 I think entrance fee. Under 14s $2. Under 12s free. Something like concessions $2. Under 14s free. Will they have one eye on that, Sam, or is everything focused on this game against Olympic today?
It definitely will be a consideration, but I think because they have the week break, they might just treat it like a regular kind of game. I think if it was midweek or anything, it might be more of a consideration. So, I think it'll be manageable. I think they'll definitely be going all out for this game because a win here could put them in pole position to win the league as well. So I think both games are important.
Well, at the moment, their gap at the top is 6 points to Canberra Croatia, who have a game in hand on Belconnen United. They will play that against Canberra Olympic, of course, which is not a given for them as well. So it could well be that, like you say, 3 points today might do it for Belconnen United in terms of giving them a cushion. Now, they've put themselves into a situation where they can afford to lose a game. They won't want to. No. They'll want to head into the cup final on the back of yet another win. It'll be 8 from 8. But when we talk it was a 21-round season, whatever it's going to be now, it will be probably 14, something like that anyway. But my maths is rubbish. And it's Sunday.
No, I get that.
No, it's going to be very difficult to go through the season unbeaten, isn't it, with that many games? So they're going to drop points somewhere, you would think.
You'd think so, but given the way they've started the season, they've gone through the whole first round of fixtures without losing a game. So, I mean, they've done that. They'll feel they can do it for the rest of the season if they've come this far and done that already.
They were run close by Canberra, Croatia in round 3, 4 goals to 3. They were run close by Gungahlin in round 4 by 4 goals to 2. They were run close by Canberra Olympic in the Cup semi-final. Other than that, though, they've been steamrolling the opposition. 10 games this season in all competitions, just the 62 goals. And we'll go through the lineup as the two teams get ready to join us here. Let's start with Belconnen United with a 4-3-3. There was some speculation about who might play where. There's been one change to the lineup that we thought might happen, and that's come at left back, where Lauren Preston is replaced by Lisa Carey. Bronte Pike will start at right back. Maddie Steinacker and Eilish McDonough, the central defensive partnership, which has been rock solid. Matilda Laurel Ty behind them in goal. Then into midfield, Anna Kikori, Isabella Heimmarsh and Alex Martins form a very potent attacking midfield with defensive diligence as well. And up top, well, the goal-scoring machines. Alina Roberts, 5 this season. Alicia Campley, 7. Kira Bobbin, 10. On the bench, Pearl Teen, Stevie Legends, Lauren Preston, Liliana Altamore, who's got 5 goals herself, 6 substitute appearances, and Madison Sawkins. It's formidable.
It is. They've got goals all over the teams, all over the team. And I think I had a look earlier. I think we were talking about it before. Every player in the team has scored or something like that, aside from the goalkeeper.
Every player in the starting 11 has scored a goal, apart from Matilda Laurel Ty.
Yeah.
Every player in the whole 16, apart from Matilda Laurel Ty and Steffi Legend on the bench, has scored a goal this season. It's quite ridiculous, the amount of firepower they've got across the park. Canberra Olympic, well, they've gone with a 4-2-3-1 today, which is an interesting shake-up on what they usually play. Janet King in goal, Katrina Peric and Liana Alves, the fullbacks, Corinne Denton and Leah Carnegie, central defensive partners. Jane Vanzino and Elise Jensen will patrol in front of them. Then the line of 3, Madison Keisha, Tatum Marzi, and in between those, Tiana Miro. Ella Brown will lead the line, looking for to add to her goal tally in her 130th Premier League match. On the bench, Nikita Perry, Madeline Whittle, Tia Aspland, Tia Burridge and Taylor Hampson, who, if comes on, will play her 50th National Premier League game. The same that could be said about Pearl Teen on the other side.
Yeah, the Olympic lineup as well. It's a strong one, but, I mean, you've just mentioned the quality going forward for Belconnen. You look at the Olympic goal scorers this season. No one's got over 3 goals. I think Tia Burridge and Leah Carnegie both on 3. And you look at the Olympic front line and basing it off that, it is looking like it could be a Belconnen victory today. But Olympic, as I mentioned, have got some big players back recently.
Yeah, they've only scored 18 league goals this season, conceded 12. Belconnen has 5 clean sheets in 10 games this year. Our referee is Bradley Farmer. Tom Love and Jaden Brooks are the assistants, and, you know, they'll just do it on their own. No teams.
I think so.
They're out ready to go, and we're waiting for some teams to join them. I don't think we're kicking off at 2 o'clock.
I don't think so.
No. It's overrated, this kickoff on time anyway, isn't it?
I think so. It makes it more exciting, keep people guessing a little bit.
And here come Canberra Olympic, led by the skipper Kat Perich in their blue with white, what would you call that, speckles? Dashes? Stripes?
I've got no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, not being a fashion designer, I have no idea, no. He'll have a proper name somewhere along the line.
I think so.
Belconnen United keeping us waiting. Scott Conlon's troops a bit tardy. 22 NPL matches between the teams in the NPL era. Belconnen have won 16. Olympic have won 5. There's been 1 draw. They have a much better record here than they do at McKellar. In away games, they've only ever won 1 out of 12. Belco have won 10. But at home games, they've won 4 to Belco's 6.
I think thinking back to last season at this stage, it was when Belconnen played Olympic here, I think Belconnen really needed to get a win and they were dismantled. It was 4-0 in the end. And I think they'd suffered a recent defeat to Gungahlin. They really needed a win. And I don't know if memories of that might be coming back here at O'Connor and Close particularly. They haven't found things going so well recently for them here.
Well, from the beginning of last season to now, these teams have met 8 times. It's just becoming sick of the sight of each other. Charity Shield last year, Olympic 2, Belconnen 1. Then in round 6, Belco 2, Olympic 0. Round 12, that game you're talking about, Olympic won 4-0. And then it was 4-0 at Belconnen in round 20. Canberra Olympic winning again. The qualifying final, Belconnen got their own back with a 2-1 win. And the grand final, well, Olympic got their own back with a 2-0 win. But this year, Charity Shield was all Belconnen 3-0, and in round 1, Belconnen beat Olympic 5-1. They played each other so many times over the last couple of years. They will be very familiar with each other. So it must be hard then, therefore, Sam, for the two coaches, Scott Conn and Frank Asia, to actually come up with something a bit different.
It definitely would. Given that they've played that team so many times, both coaches will, as you mentioned, have a great understanding of the weaknesses and strengths of either side.
And I forgot the 9th game because they played in the semi-final, didn't they?
They did, yeah. So plenty of experience. These two coaches as well going head-to-head, which makes it really exciting to see because they're going to have to come up with something a little bit different, tactically perhaps, to get over the line.
In that semi-final, Canberra Olympic seemed to let Belconnen have a lot of the ball in deep areas of the park. They allowed them to advance and then hit them on the break. A couple of sucker punches with Maddie Whittle scoring twice. She's on the bench today. How much does that hurt them that she's not quite 100% to start?
Yeah, it will hurt them, but if she is okay to come off the bench, her pace in behind, maybe a tiring defence late in the game could be a real weapon for them. But of course, missing her from the start maybe won't start them off as well as they could have if she was in the team.
Tara Aspland would be another that would probably be a starter if she was 100%. Not quite ready to go, but on the bench as well. So here we go. A little bit later than advertised, as per usual. O'Connor enclosed, also the home of the Knights, of course, who had a night to forget last night. Will it be a night or a day to remember for Canberra Olympic or Belconnen? Here's Tiana Miro's first touch up against Lisa Carey. Madison Keisha picked off by Kira Bobbin. Played her 100th National Premier League game last week. Scored 70 goals as well, which is a great return.
It is. I think she's been one of the best players in the league as well this season. She's been terrorising defences every single game. 10 goals, as you mentioned, and plenty of assists as well. 6 assists. Will be a key player for Belconnen.
16 goal involvements. That's what they call them these days, isn't it?
That is.
Dear, oh dear, honestly. Carnegie lofts it forward. McDonough. Ball forward from Martins. Opportunity for Roberts to go forward. Not quite her usual accurate self. 5 goals in all competitions this season, but an early sighter for Belconnen.
Yeah, early warning sign. You don't want to give Elena Roberts time on that wing. She's very quick as well. Normally so good at finishing. An early warning sign. Belconnen starting to bright up.
Yeah, 90 seconds in. Clearance isn't good either. Olympic just struggling to get rid of it from the edge of their penalty area at the moment. Hi, Marsh. Well won by Keisha. Looking to put Brown down the middle. Bounces away from McDonough and goes for goal. And forces Laurel Ty into the first save of the match for Belconnen. It was ambitious.
It was ambitious and worth a go, really. Only one player in support of Ella Brown going forward. Maybe the pass was the better option, but if you back yourself, may as well have a go from there. We have seen Olympics score plenty of screamers to get the job done as well this season.
Good little crowd in here today as well. Enjoying the canteen. It's a great canteen here. The Canberra Big Women's Games. It's outstanding.
You're telling me about your curry.
Oh, mate, it was good.
Yeah.
I was eating curry. Phil Booth, Technical Director of Capital Football, was next to me, and he was too tempted. He had to go and get one himself.
Yeah.
Because the smell was just fantastic. Good work by Roberts to send it in, and they've all missed it, and it came off of Bobbin and then came off of an Olympic defender, and it'll be a corner. And Belconnen have started brightly.
They have, and a bit of nervy defending as well for Olympic at the back. Couldn't quite make contact with the ball, just let it roll through in the end.
De Camp please plonked herself on the near post. Plenty in the penalty area or around the penalty area. Marshall at the top of the box, Bob in there too. Roberts, hands on hips. Swung in deep into the penalty area from McDonough. It was won by Pike. Might come for DeCampley. And it's blocked on the line and hooked away, in the first chance of note is repelled by the Olympic defence. Thought the net was going to bulge as DeCampley spun on that. Roberts pops it back in and it'll be easy for King.
Wow, what a chance again for Belconnen. They started the better side and they nearly capitalised early on in the game. Really great block on the line. Didn't quite see who made the block. Desperate defending early on in the game.
Bobbin turns away and steps away. Uses her pace to take on Carnegie. And into the near post, and Corrie was there. And King did enough. Out as far as Carey. High Marsh. Corrie can't collect that. Popped away by Vanzina, but it's going to come straight back again. Roberts to send it into the middle. Denton. Well, that's calmly done.
Very calm from Denton, kind of making sure that Belconnen's pressure takes a bit of a break. What a start from Belconnen, though. They've made a real statement here. They're coming out of the blocks flying, and they clearly want to go one ahead early on. They're getting close to doing that as well.
Canberra Olympic haven't had a foothold in the match as an attacking force at the moment. In case you can't get hold of that. McDonough. All towards Martins. Away from Jensen. High Marsh. Marzi's come back to collect. Now they might be able to spring something. Door shut in the face of Marzi very quickly indeed. Steinacker. Enjoying themselves at the moment, the Blue Devils. Pike into the middle. Carey furthest forward, the left fullback.
Good clearance up the field by King. We have to mention her save as well from close range a few minutes ago on, I think it was Anika Corrie. Looked to hit her in the face, almost, but that looked goal-bound, that effort.
But spread herself, didn't she, and just did enough to repel the effort from Corrie at the near post. Here's Carey. Martins able to turn. Was looking for the angle run of Roberts, but the pass didn't have enough shape on it. And easy for King in the end.
Yeah, not a bad idea. No teammates on the same wavelength, though.
Olympic started the season with a trio of losses, but they have now lost once in their last 6 games. That was the cup semi-final against this opposition.
I think they can take a lot of confidence from that game as well, given how the first game in the league started. Much closer game in the cup.
Pike prods it forward at full strength to Roberts. Pedic got rid of it. Up as far as Brown. Carey's beaten Miro to it. And Bobbins turned away from Alves. And that will be a free kick. And at the moment, Sam, Canberra Olympic really struggling to get into the game.
It's a big statement from Belconnen, kind of underlying their potential likelihood of a title in the way they've started this game. It's such a big game, so on top. And a set piece as well, which Belconnen are really deadly with.
Izzy Highmarsh over the top of it. 2 in the wall for Janet King. Well, that would take some effort to beat it directly from here. I have to wonder why they bother with the wall from this kind of distance. Well, Highmarsh has gone for goal anyway. King had it covered.
I think she would have saved it if it was on target. Not a bad shape to it from Highmarsh. Really difficult angle to execute, and it wasn't a bad effort in the end.
This is a conversation I've had down the years, Sam, with various people in here. You know, if you're a goalkeeper and you have a free kick and you put 4 in the wall, whatever, you're not seeing the ball till it passes that wall, which is supposed to be 10 metres or whatever it is away, 10 yards away from the free kick. So you're giving yourself less time to see the ball. when it's from a long distance.
It's interesting. Do they normally set up the wall so they can see through the gap, maybe?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the goalkeepers. Wasn't one myself. Steinacker. But it often made me wonder, because that split second of being able to see the ball come off the boot of the player might make the difference. But anyway, if you are a goalkeeper, let us know what you think. Whether you'd rather a wall from that distance or not.
It's an interesting one.
Let's ask Jordan Pickford.
Yes, get him on the line. Learn from the best.
We couldn't find them, so we got Jordan Pickford. Here's Roberts. That's harsh, isn't it?
That's really harsh.
Here is Roberts into the middle, and Corrie's miskicked it. Still might come for Bobbin. Tees one up for Martins, straight down the throat of King. Belconnen continue to press.
Yeah, pressure relieving save from King. They'll be very grateful to have her in goal for situations like this as well, when they're under the cosh, just a calming presence in the net.
Frank Haitian must be wondering which one of his players is going to step up, put their foot on the ball and get into it, because we've had 10 minutes and it's been one-way traffic. Corrie, and helped on by Roberts. Pike with Perich. He's happy to get rid of it.
Olympic can't keep possession. It's all Belconnen to start this game.
Looking to add to their ridiculous tally of 62 goals in all competitions. Pike looking to fire it across, will settle for a corner. If your team had scored 62 goals in 10 games, Sam, I'd like to think even you would have got one.
No, unlikely.
Sam's team lost in the Uni Derby yesterday, 2-0 to ANU. You'll get him next time.
I hope so. I hope so.
Black Mountain Battle, they used to call that when they face each other in the uni games, where they have a whole set of sports against each other.
Need some more media coverage. Need some of these games filmed, I reckon.
Well, I was going to at one stage, but then COVID came in and stopped it when I was working at ANU back in the day. Swung into the penalty area. Nodded up, but not away by Alves. Now it's away, and now Jensen can find Miro. Alves. Back for Miro. Press is good from Kerry. Well, from Miro is not too bad, but here's Kira Bobbin doing the defensive work.
Just then, a chance for Olympic to break, but look how quickly Belconnen got numbers back. So much running from everyone, such a fit team. They got back and shut that down immediately.
Well, they're rightly lauded by how well they go for up the other end of the park, but they've only conceded 7 times this season. And they will reach the cup. They did reach the cup final, having conceded only a couple. So as much as the amount of goals they score, defensively they're fairly solid as well. Pike sends it forward, looking for the run of De Campley. The ball will skip on through to Janet King. Feels like a lazy summer afternoon, doesn't it? Rather than the winter that we've got. I had to rub ice off the car yesterday.
Did you?
First time in a long time.
Wow.
Roberts. Twisting and turning. And it was a bit cold here this morning. There was a lot of cloud in the sky and it was covered in mist. Pike sends that through. It's all cleared away now.
Half the games were called off last weekend as well.
Probably for the best, wasn't it? Because of the weather that came through. Because this pitch has stood up really well now.
Yeah.
Not sure it would have if they had played on it last week.
No, I don't think so.
Miro. Troubled away by Denton, but not enough pace on it to get anywhere. King should get that, just ahead of Roberts.
They're looking to get forward quickly, but it was pretty much just Tatum Muzzy who was forward for Olympic. Plenty of numbers back for Belconnen as well. Haven't really been able to figure out how to penetrate that Belconnen backline yet, Olympic.
Janet King's been the busiest person on the park.
She has.
Good distribution for Miro. Southside Derby's underway as well. Kicked off the same time as this one, or maybe a couple of minutes early because maybe they kicked off on time. 0-0 in that one at the moment. Good ball forward by Miro to Marzi. Ella Brown beaten to it by McDonough. Martins takes over. Corrie. The under-17s game in this morning in the Southside Derby. West Canberra Wanderers won by 10-0 away from home against Tuggeranong United.
Wow. Seems like a decent production line for West Canberra. Getting better and better every season as well in the top tier.
Well, they will be favourites to make the 4. Along with the 3 that you'd expect alongside. And I think that push with Gungahlin as well. It's going to be interesting, that makeup, isn't it? Because there's literally 5 teams, I think, that can make the 4.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see. West Canberra have been so unlucky as well this season. They've still managed to stay up there with their goalkeeping injuries.
Well, they're struggling. I don't know who's in goal for them today. I'll have to take a look because Gabby O'Brien has cracked a rib, I understand.
Oh, no.
And Ellen Brown has also injured herself.
Yeah.
I think Mice also. And Liv Hicks, who went in as well,
Yeah.
has also injured herself.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's in goal. Let's have a look on the lineup if we can find out.
They had 3 different goalkeepers at one time in their last game. And it was against Belconnen as well. It was very unfortunate. But I think they're a really good team on their day. They gave Gungahlin a really good game a few weeks ago. Could have won that one.
Well, according to my list, they've only got 10 starting, so they must have a goalkeeper from somewhere.
Empty net.
Yeah, according to Dribble, 10 starters, 5 on the bench, so that's interesting. Here's Bobbin. Adelaide Cairns is the only named goalkeeper in the squad, so maybe she's in goal. Here's Bobbin. Alves sticks with it. Does well in the end.
Done so well. Up against Kira Bobbin as well. Did so well to stick with her. Such a difficult player to defend.
Well, with Gungahlin and Croatia playing each other today, a West Canberra win might put them into the 4, depending on what happens here as well.
Yeah, that'll be a really interesting game as well. Decided by a late penalty in that last meeting a few weeks ago.
Gungahlin have been good this year too.
They have. They played some really nice football.
Corrie. There was a game you did I watched, I think, up in McKellar, and they were beaten, but they scored some really nice goals.
They did. Bonnie Young clawed them back into it with 2. She's been a really good player this year as well in the league.
She's actually part of our 21-player squad we're taking over to the UK in January. Bronte Pike skipping past a couple but can't keep it in play. Yeah, they were unfortunate that day. They came up against a Belconnen side that's, well, that's what they've been doing all season, isn't it?
Yeah, they were ruthless. They were ruthless with the chances they had. Defensively quite solid as well. It needed, a quality goal to unlock them.
4-2 in the end. And Mr. DeCampley sealed it late on. After you say, as you mentioned, after Bonnie Young had threatened to come back. Nice to see football back at McKellar in the NPLW as well. And we'll be there on Saturday for Cup Final weekend. Make sure you tune in and enjoy that one. Carry away. Well, for all their dominance in the opening, 17 minutes of the game, they haven't beaten Janet King yet.
No. Haven't really got close, to be honest.
They've gone all of 20 minutes in the NPL without a goal now, Belconnen United.
It's ridiculous.
It's a drought, isn't it?
The 20-minute goal drought.
Corrie up against Jensen. It's a good ball as well towards Roberts, but Perich has a head start. But a good signing, Corrie. Dynamic midfielder.
Yeah.
Box to box, can score goals as well.
Yeah, really nice ball there. Top assister in the league as well, I think. So, yeah, been a really good pickup.
1-2. Pike. Back for Corrie, who has a go, and it's dipping it in! As if on cue. Annika Corrie scores for Belconnen United. And their dominance is rewarded with the opening goal of the game just prior to the 20-minute mark. And the Blue Devils, well, they've taken the lead.
Well, it was only a matter of time, and what a way to open the scoring from Annika Corrie. What a shot into the top corner. And a deserved lead for Belconnen, who've been knocking on the door for the entire 20 minutes. Haven't let that Olympic defence rest. Yeah, deservedly in front.
5th league goal of the season for the midfielder. 6th in all competitions. And the arc on it meant there wasn't a chance for Janet King. And you'd have to say it's what Belconnen have deserved by their bright start to the contest.
Yeah, definitely.
Keisha Miro. Good feet to get away. And using the pace as well. McDonough's going to clear. It's nicely done from High Marshal well to McDonough. He's off and running. Important interception by Carnegie. Martins has slept Bobbin in and the flag stays down. And Kira Bobbin accelerating towards goal. We're going to tee one up for Corrie, who has another go. And King's behind this one.
Wow. From one side of the field to the other, so good in possession. They look really confident on the ball. Great stuff from Ailish McDonough. And another great effort from Corrie after Kira Bobbin. It's worked down the left-hand side.
Jensen Miro can't keep it in. Okay, with the throw. Campley on the turn. Martins, another player who's proved worth a weight in gold with the signature. Bobbing into the middle. Martins carrying on. For some, Marzi getting back to help out, and Frank Keisha just will be sat there at the moment thinking someone get hold of the ball.
Yeah, they need it. They haven't really been able to string like more than 3 passes together. Roughly in this game, it's just been constant defending.
Corrie's goal, the difference. Here she is again. Keisha. Perich happy to go back to King. 63 goals now this season. I wonder how many they might get by the end.
Yeah, this rate as well. Played a third of the season.
You're looking close to 200. That is ridiculous. McDonough. I'm sure it won't be anywhere near that, but
No.
Bobbin has a go. Wasn't far wide again. Fizzed off the foot. Had King worried. Midway through the first half.
Yeah, another good effort from Kira Bobbin, who, as I said, has been terrorising defences this season. She's doing so again today. Not a bad effort.
It's been a goal at Canberra, and it's gone the way of West Canberra Wanderers. Tuggeranong United 0, Wanderers 1. Southside Derby lead for West Canberra. There's been expectation for them today that they pick up 3 points away at Tuggeranong.
Yeah. Need to be winning those games if they want to stay in that finals race.
Not a given those points against teams below you, but you have to work hard. De Campley from Corrie stays on side and pulls it back. Martins is there. McDonough. We're midway through the half, Sam Watson, and Matilda Loratai has had one touch of the ball, and that was to field that Ella Brown effort from about halfway.
Yeah. Very relaxing day for her in the sunshine at the moment.
Probably an unexpected relaxing day in the sunshine. I wonder how long it will be before Frank Keisha has a look at the likes of Nikita Perry, Maddie Whittle, Tara Aspelins, Tia Burridge, 3 goals this season.
Yeah.
Those forward-oriented players.
Yeah, well, it stays 1-0. Anything can happen, really. Olympic definitely capable of getting a goal in this game.
You're seeing plenty of games like this where a side has absolutely dominated and they've only led by one, and it only takes a half chance, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All the hard work can be
the
hard work can be undone. Jensen, Vanzino. Good defensive work by Pike. Talk about players of the year and that, and it's very early in the season to start talking about that kind of thing. But Bronte Pike has been exceptional since she's come back into the fold.
She really has. Charity Shield player of the match as well, from memory. Had a really good season. I think she scored 2 goals in the last game, so a threat from set pieces as well. And bombing forward, she's an absolute nightmare.
She's made a career of it. She's been amongst the goals throughout her career. Bronte Pike, 34 of them in 89 Premier League games, which is a great return.
From fullback as well. It's very impressive.
Loves to get forward and join in, but doesn't neglect the defensive work as well.
No. Olympic haven't been able to get their fullbacks forward in this game, or wingers, or anyone, but...
Yeah, they haven't got anyone forward, have they?
True.
They've barely been in this half. We've been stood at an angle for the opening 25 minutes of this, just watching everything to our left.
As you mentioned, plenty of quality on the bench, which is a good thing about the likes of Tiana Miro returning to the team. So many good options on the bench as well. Nikita Perry's had a really good season. Maddie Whittle, as you mentioned, Tia Burridge, 3 goals. Scored some important goals for them. Equal top scorer as well.
Marzi. Vanzino. Can they string something together? Those in light blue. Royal blue. What would you call this blue? Because they're both in blue, technically.
They are. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a difficult one.
I don't know. I mean, they don't do colours. If you do colours at home, let us know what colour this blue is. Aqua blue? Ocean blue? Or just blue?
I like that. It's an important discussion, though.
Sartorially, yes.
Yes.
Can't he give you the throw? They need a kickstart here. It's eerily quiet around O'Connor enclosed as well. McDonough steps in. Bobbin sees the gap, accelerates into it. She's really difficult to stop when she gets into these moods. Kira Bobbin back for Highmarsh, who can strike a ball. Flashes wider goal. Janet King will have to be off into the hedges again to find it, but Kira Bobbin has that ability, Sam, when she sees a gap, there's just that burst of pace to get her through.
And her control on the ball is so good as well, which is so difficult when you're running it at the speed she runs at, just able to stop and keep the ball so easily, kind of knock it pretty far in advance, but she keeps it quite close.
I think West Canberra Wanderers may just have doubled their lead down at Canberra. Tuggeranong nil, West Canberra 2. As it stands, because we love the as it stands, Belconnen will be on 24. Croatia ahead of their game today, 15. Gungahlin 13. West Canberra 13. Canberra Olympic 12. Canberra Olympic will be the one out of the 4 at the moment. There is a potential that West Canberra could go into third today with a win ahead of Gungahlin, but they would need to win something like 17-0.
Okay.
So I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't really see that happening, to be honest.
Well, they need another 15. We've got 2.
Okay. That's doable.
Well, I mean, I guess they don't even need that much if Croatia can chip away at Gungahlin's goal difference.
True. Don't see that happening.
No, not in the slightest, no. But anyway, that's the state of play for you right now. Steinacker. State of play here is that Belconnen are absolutely in the ascendancy. They have a 1-goal lead. We don't have the stats for territory and possession, Sam, but if we did, it would be heavily dominated by this dark blue, wouldn't it?
It definitely would.
And a lot of it will be to our left.
Well, we talk about Laurel Tye being mentioned. I don't think we've called Maddie Steinacker's name too much either. The centre defender.
She's the one that just sits there. McDonough's gone forward to take a couple of corners, hasn't she?
Yeah.
And Steinacker's just sat there. Helped out with the kit today. She's just bringing in all the all the kit on the carts that they've got. So much kit, honestly. Got half of McKellar with them.
As they should.
McDonough. Rangy left-footed ball looking for Carey. Acacia with that protective cast on the break on her left wrist. I don't know what they've done at Olympic this year, but they've had so many injuries.
They have. It's a fair excuse.
Someone's run over the cat, haven't they? Broke a mirror or two. McDonough finds Steinacker. Leaves it a bit short. Heavy touch. Now a chance for Marzi, perhaps. Has a look up. It's a long way to go. Twist and turn, looking for Miro. Has it again. That sums up Canberra, a big start to the game. We did mention Maddie Steinacker, just take her eye off the ball for a moment.
Yeah, she recovered really well to her credit, though. Lost the ball, but stuck with her marker the whole way through. Put it out for a throw as well.
Header one by Alves, right in front of where we're standing. And wins it again. Carey plucks it out of the sunshine and launches it forward. The run of De Campley. Denton's clearance only found Highmarsh. Should get a second bite at it. I was talking to Scott Conlon prior to the game. He said he's got a bag of injuries throughout the club as well. Most clubs do. I'll come back to this point in a second as Bobbin is having a run. I wonder, Sam, if it's to do with, and I said this to Scott, whether it's to do with everybody starting so early. They finish the season, they have about a month off, and then they start trials again and they start training. And Scott made a very valid point, said if you don't do it, other people just come in and take your players.
Oh, really?
Here's De Campley in behind, a chance for two, and she's put it just wide. Good chance for Alyssa De Campley, last year's golden boots, to extend the lead. Perhaps any surprise she's not hit the target. But to go back to the point I'm making is that if you don't start, other people do, and they start to take players and blah, blah, blah. But if you do start early, there's quite a lot of load on young bodies.
Yeah.
So damned if you do, damned if you don't. And that might be the reason,
Yeah.
why there's been so many injuries.
It definitely could be a contributing factor because they're training for months before the season starts. Almost as long as the season.
Not getting enough rest and recuperation, perhaps. That won't explain quite why Olympics' defence was all over the place there, though, and De Campley will be disappointed that she's not hit the target. And she got in. But they're winning the midfield battle here, Belconnen. And by quite some margin at the moment. Pike. De Campley in behind the back again. Kings come off her line.
It should be 2 or 3 up, but it's still at 1-0, as I said. Game's still on.
Taysom Marzi having to do her work on the edge of her own penalty area. Carnegie. Manzino. Looking for Alves. Mira came short. Alves went long. Dennis should be able to cover. Finds Carey. Martins. And McDonough back for Steinacker.
Yeah, Olympic working hard in their press, but Belconnen so calm, able to play out so comfortably and confidently.
Just past the half-hour mark. Corey's goal separating the sides. Denton. Marzi, nice feet. Looks for Miro. Fronts up to Carey and gets past Carey. And delivers a good ball in for Brown. On Ella Brown's first touch of the football, near enough. In an attacking sense, inside the penalty area, couldn't quite turn it home.
Wow, what a chance for Olympic, and that could have brought it back to 1-1. Great stuff from Miro. Carey put in a great challenge, but she rides both Lisa Carey and Kira Bobbins challenge. What a ball into the area as well. Don't know if Ella Brown was fully expecting it, but yeah, should be putting that one away.
Well, it's easy for us to see from here, but maybe he went with the wrong foot.
Yeah.
Left foot guiding it back from across the goal might have worked, but anyway.
Had to react quickly.
But a warning, Sam, for Belconnen that this, as much as they've dominated the contest, that's what could happen.
Yeah, it definitely is a warning. It'll give Olympic confidence as we head towards the end of the half that while it stays at 1-0, anything's possible, really.
Like us standing on this this platform that took a wobble.
Yeah.
Pikes come across. And finally, Canberra Olympic have a bit of play inside Belconnen territory. Brown from Perich's throw. And as soon as they get down there, we can wear a free kick.
Yeah, disappointing end to that move for Olympic.
It's Carnegie. Football doesn't stop tonight, does it? Because there's a game on tomorrow in GIO Stadium. Australia versus Argentina. As the Matildas are in town.
Yeah, that'll be exciting to see. Sold out as well.
Should be a good night. Argentina won the game. Oh, sorry, Australia won the game in Melbourne. Was it Melbourne? I think it was
Yes.
Melbourne, yeah. On Friday. Melbourne won the game in Melbourne yesterday
They did.
in the A-League.
Yeah. Also, it was a fun watch because they didn't really play football. It was just both sides fighting each other.
I didn't see it, to be
Yeah.
honest. I was coming back from O'Connor enclosed
Okay.
and then doing some work at home.
It was a scrap. It was a proper scrap. Not much football being played.
City 1, Victory 0. Some of those derby games sometimes go like that, don't they?
Yeah.
Roberts sliding it through, looking for the angle. Runner Bobbin, who might get there. Got a toe on it and slides in. King did well. And decides just to get rid of it.
Yeah, it looked like that ball was going to roll through to Janet King, but Bobbin didn't give up on it.
She felt it.
She did.
She's saying she's done here. Or she's saying she's okay. I think the signal was whatever that means. Does that mean I'm okay? Don't come on, or I can't play anymore?
Help us out.
Yeah. She looks like she's struggling a little bit here, actually, Kira Bobbin.
Be a massive loss for Belconnen because she's been their go-to player. Bit of an outlet for Belconnen in this game.
Looking long-term as well. Cup final next week.
True.
And if they will risk this, because she's still feeling that ankle. Martins. Wants a corner, not going to get one. We'll keep an eye on Kira Bobbin, see how she's running. Not particularly freely at the moment.
Got to applaud her commitment and sliding in there to win that tackle. Potential for a bit of a saw coming together with the goalkeeper.
That passage of play sums up Canberra Olympics opening half here. Leah Kanigi and Liana Alves on different wavelengths and a cheap corner coughed up. And if they concede off this, Frank Keisha will be angry.
Yeah. You don't want to see Izzy Highmarsh walking up to a corner. Absolutely not.
Hugely preventable one as well. Highmarsh to take. Not one of her best. It's going to get a second bite of the cherry. That's a better looking angle on that cross. Well won by Alves. Comes out for Martins, rides the first tackle. Scoop back in by Corrie. Easily taken by King.
Yeah, Olympic will be sighing a sigh of relief, having seen that one away.
Here's another random stat for you, Sam. That goal from Corrie in the 19th minute means that in the 11 games that they've played this season in the League and Cup, Or the 10, yeah, this is the 11th. They've scored in each half.
Oh, okay.
Every single half they've played.
Wow.
The only one they didn't was the first half of the Charity Shield back in the first part of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, since then, every single half Belconnen have played, they've scored at least one goal.
Wow.
Which is quite remarkable, really. Consistency.
Yeah, it is. They're another side, similar to what we're talking about with Canberra, Croatia. If you give them chances, they won't stop. They'll be relentless the whole game. That stat kind of backs it up a little bit.
And they don't have a preferred half.
No, they don't.
It's just anywhere between 1 and 90. And sometimes late on, because last week against the Wanderers, it was 45 plus 6 and 45 plus 9.
Yeah.
That kept that record going. Those 2 stoppage time goals turned a 1-0 half-time deficit into a 2-1 half-time lead.
After what was an incredible goal from, I think it was Olivia Hicks for West Canberra.
Yes, some finish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you want to see a good goal, do yourself a favour. Have a look at the reserves game before this and see Samantha Shea's third. Second one wasn't bad. The third was even better. Lofted one over Josipovic from about 35 metres out, or maybe a little bit further. Vanzino bursting through the gap, but Roberts doing the defensive work to come and help out.
Every one of this Belconnen team so committed, working so hard for the team. You know, Lena Roberts, a wide forward, coming back and doing the defensive duties. We've seen Kira Bobbin do it on the other side as well.
Missed at the back by Peric. Pike. Saddles for the corner.
Well defended by Corinne Denton. He's not had a bad game for Olympic in this first half.
Had a lot of work to do.
As
Need a football. Look at that from Ilimastoris. Inch perfect. McDonough with the latest corner kick. Canberra might be happy to see this out till half-time and get inside and have a chat about just what they can do. In towards Pike, couldn't quite get there. Might come for Bobbin. Carnegie away. Roberts has a ping. And King is always behind that.
it's a really great hit by Lena Roberts. Any higher, maybe. Could be heading into the top corner. Janet King will always save that one, though.
Takes a lot to be Janet King from that kind of distance, doesn't it? Marzi. Now Brown has got a bit of space, but McDonough shut it down by intercepting.
As she's been doing all game as well. Another great performance from her at the back.
Very much on top. Couple of minutes to the interval. Same as at Canberra, where it's Tuggeranong 0, West Canberra Wanderers 2. Highmarsh solid in the tackle and good feet as well, finds Pike. Roberts. Should be cleared by Alves. Can take any risks with Bobbin behind her?
No, absolutely not. Olympic are nearly there to holding out a 1-0 lead at half-time, which they'll take at this stage, the way the first half has gone.
Yeah, I think if Frankesha can get them into the change rooms at only 1-0 down, it will be a bonus. Pike. Quite a lot of the game's been played over there, hasn't it? Far away from us it could possibly get.
Not very thoughtful to us.
Not really, no. In front of the Canberra Olympic bench on that right flank. Side of the pitch that the goal came from. Miro can't get hold of that. Vanzino. Runs into Pike, and even that takes a nick off an Olympic player. Is it defeat here today, Sam? And I know we're talking 8 games for Belconnen and only 7 for Olympic, but the gap would be 9 points. Is that too much for Canberra Olympic? Or as Janet King plays it away as far as Martins. Come back to that point in a minute. Delivery sent into the middle by Roberts and away. Is that too much for Canberra Olympic to make up?
I think it is early, but I think it could be, because Belconnen have not lost a game. They've won every single game this season. It looks like that will continue, to be honest, so I think this is a really important game for Olympic.
They haven't really got going. And the only positive you can say from this opening 45 so far is that it is only 1-0.
Yeah, that's it.
Into the final minute of the first half.
That one chance with Ella Brown, but that was it. That was it for them.
And I guess that's the bright spark for them, is that they have created a decent opening.
They have.
Even though they've been on the back foot for literally the whole of the 45 minutes. Here's Miro.
It was a clearer opening than most of Belconnen's chances, you could say, as well.
Yeah. I don't think many would argue. A lot of efforts from Belconnen from distance that forced Janet King to stand tall. But we haven't really looked at one and gone, well, they should have scored from there.
Yeah, not really. No clear misses.
Perch's throw. Perch's volley. Corionia away as far as Jensen. McDermott sends Bobbin. Bobbin's quick, but she's not going to get that one. Not quite that quick. Round. Off of McDermott. Manzino's touch to Alves was a bit short.
I haven't seen too much of Jane Vanzino in this game. On her day, can run the game. I've seen it plenty of times for Olympic.
To Campley, Bobbin. Challenged by Keisha. Emblematic, perhaps, of what's been happening in this first half.
Yeah. Just can't keep possession.
The first half, the Bradley Farmer says that will do. We played 1 minute of time added on. Sam Watson, but a dominant display from the visitors.
Yeah, completely dominant from Belconnen. From minute 1, essentially, just kept Olympic in their own half, peppering the goal with chances, and yeah, rightly went ahead. Olympic did have that one chance at the end of the second half, which will offer them encouragement heading into the second half. Yeah, deserved lead.
Much work to do at half-time for Canberra Olympic, and their changing room will be an interesting one to be in. They've not really been in the game. It's been fairly dominant from Belconnen United in terms of territory and possession. And at half-time, they have the lead. Annika Corrie's goal after 19 minutes, the difference. Here at O'Connor Enclosed is Canberra Olympic 0. Belconnen United 1.
Right, just one change?
One pay for Olympics, so that was
5 for 40. 5 for 44. The opposition were crash right there. You boys were unbelievable. It's a good team, guys. It's a good team. Very good to watch. Am I caught in something there, mate? Oh no, that's me.
Welcome back to O'Connor Enclosed, where at half-time, Belconnen United lead by the 1-0. My headphones have gone a bit unshaped at half-time. I'm Russ Gibbs. Sam Watson still with me. Sam, a change at half-time for Canberra Olympic. Not surprising. Madeline Whittle on for Ella Brown, adding a bit more pace into that attack.
Yeah, I think it's a necessary change. Going forward, they needed something a bit different. Wasn't quite working in that first half. So, yeah, different profile of player to Ella Brown. Bit quicker going forward. We'll see if that makes much of a difference.
Well, Ella Brown was the only one with even half a remote chance for them in the first half for Canberra Olympic, and she gets withdrawn at half-time. Bit harsh.
Yeah.
Might have been one of several changes because Olympic haven't been in this. I found out who was in goal for West Canberra Wanderers, if you're interested as well. Sam, Corinne Bishop, who used to be the goalkeeper for ANU, obviously has got an exemption to play a week early because they just don't have any goalkeepers. So she's in goal today down at Canberra 2, having made the transfer from the university team, which unfortunately withdrawn from the competition. And they've got young Adelaide Cairns as a goalkeeper on the bench as well. So they've got 2 goalkeepers now.
What a treat.
Absolute treat. Free kick within the first 5 seconds of the second half. Look, you don't have a goalkeeper for weeks, and now you got 2.
Wow. They deserve that. They've had some really horrible luck this season, West Canberra, so good to see they've got another one in.
Nice to see that Corinne Bishop's going to carry on playing as well. Now she's found a club, and hopefully there's a few others going to be finding clubs from ANU to continue playing in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Don't want to see those players disappear. Hi, Marsh, that's unusual for here. First touch for Whittle. And a good ball, too, for Marzi. Into the middle. Steinacker will need to clear. Didn't see or hear Tiana Miro. What's the decision here? Goal kick.
Yeah, much better start to this half, though, from Olympic. Already they're camped in Belconnen's half. Something they didn't really do in the entirety of that first half. Haven't seen much of Tatum Marzi in the game so far, and in the moments we have seen her, she's looked really dangerous. So, promising signs for Olympic early on.
Here's Alyssa de Campley. Missed a good chance to make it 2-0 in the first half. Maddie Steinacker. That's a great ball over the top and a wonderful run from Pike in behind, and panic stations for Olympic. It's into the middle. Not the best ball from Pike in the end, but what a pass from Steinacker.
What a release from Steinacker. Saw the run, picked it out perfectly. And it's Bronte Pike as well, getting forward. Plenty of numbers in the middle. Wasn't able to find a teammate.
Captain's armband around the bicep of Bronte Pike today as well, in the absence of Lauren Preston. It's not weighing her down at all, is it?
No. Yeah, player definitely deserving of wearing that armband, leading by example in the way she's been playing this season. As you mentioned,
it's better football, that, from Olympic. They haven't gone anywhere with it, and they're going to end up having to go back. And Vancino's been picked off by de Campley, and she could tee up Kira Bobbin. Is this 2? It's not, because she stumbled. And a huge let-off for Canberra Olympic. You felt for sure that Bobbin was going to double the lead.
well, just when we were saying they were playing some better football, they're letting Belconnen in on goal, and what a miss from Kira Bobbin. You would have put your house on her to score that. 10 goals already this season.
I'll take responsibility as well, Sam, because I did say they were just playing better football, and then Vancino gave it away. But yeah, huge let off.
You can't quite see over there. Maybe there's a Bit of a difficult pitch condition in that goal mouth.
It must have been the O'Connor mole. Just pops his head up and nods it away.
I like that.
DeCampley trying to force her way through the gap. The effort not on target.
Oh, shot, not a bad one from Anika Corrie there. She's had a few good efforts on goal. Really capable from long range. I was going to say, Alyssa DeCampley, not a player you want to give the ball away to, but you can say that for the whole of that Belconnen front line, really. So clinical when they get in on goal.
Again, they've given it away to DeCampley. Second half has started much like the first ended. Plenty of ball for Belconnen United in the opposition territory. Denton. Marzi. Denton happy to go back to King.
Yeah, they're doing this a little bit better than they did in the first half, holding onto the ball.
Olympic have managed to score at least one goal in each half of their last 3 games. They'd only conceded 2 in their last 3 prior to today. And after only scoring 2 in the first 2 games of the season, they netted 19 in their last half a dozen fixtures. They haven't been looking likely to add to that at the moment. Kira Bobbins, 7 goals in their last 4.
Yeah.
Perhaps should have been 8 in the last 5.
It should have been.
McDonough forward. Great evasive action by Brad Farmer, the referee there, just to get out of the way.
Be good to add to his personal refereeing highlight reel, maybe.
Steinecker can add that to her highlight reel. Just sold Tatum Marzi, a little drop on the shoulder.
Haven't seen Maddie Steinecker too much, but when we have seen her, she's been playing really well for Belconnen today.
Oh, and they've given it away again. And Kira Bobbin this time is not going to make a mistake. Punished again. And Bobbin does have 8 in her last 5. And Canberra Olympic, well, they've caused their own problems there. And against a team as free scoring as this, you cannot give them those chances.
No, you can't give Kira Bobbin 2 clear chances. They gave her that first one a few minutes ago. Couldn't quite put that one away. She's not going to miss 2 from 2. What a finish from Kira Bobbin. What a season she's having as well. And not the way Olympic would have wanted to start.
They call them the coach killers. Avoidable opportunities.
They did that a few times. We've only played a few minutes. They've already done it 2 or 3 times.
Kira Bobbin missed a far easier chance just prior to that. Finished it beautifully.
Had so much time as well to pick a spot.
What can they do about it now, Canberra Olympic? It was just such a wayward pass.
It was. Might have caught the defence a bit off guard as well. Maybe that's the reason why no one could really get close to her before she finished that one.
And you mentioned a team that had loads of assists. You mentioned Corrie's 7 and plenty of others. And, well, they don't need any help.
No.
They got it there from a poor ball. And now it's a mountain to climb. Martins.
Yeah, 2 goals does feel a lot more significant than the 1-goal margin.
101 National Premier League games, 71 goals, Kira Bobbin.
Wow. It's a really good record.
Spins away from a marker again, looking for Lisa Carey. 11 in 7 games this season, I think it is now. Was this the 8th? 11 in 8 games in the league. If you're looking for an outside bet for a cup final goal scorer next year, don't look past next week. Don't look past Pearl-Teen. Scored in the last 3 finals.
The cup specialist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play
She always scores in the cup final.
Yeah. It's a really good trait to have.
Even if she's on the bench like she is today, she'll be paying like $1 to score in the
What
cup
are the
final.
odds? Yeah.
It's frightening when you've got a player that scored in 3 cup finals in a row sitting on your bench.
Yeah.
And it's her 2 goals that forced the extra time, wasn't it?
It
when
was.
These two met.
Just loves the Federation Cup, Belconnen.
You'll be there at McKellar, won't you? Next week?
Yes.
Of course you will. Who will Scott Connon pick? Will this be the 11 that starts? High-Marsh to swing it into the near post. And now McDonough almost got a touch. If I was to guess the 11 to start the cup final, I think it would be this, but potentially Lauren Preston at left back.
Yeah.
And that would be harsh on Lisa Carey. But it's such a good squad.
It
That means
is.
Pearlteen doesn't start.
Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it, when you got headaches like that?
You mentioned, I think, Liliana Altamore as well. She's been scoring goals for fun. She can't get a place in the team.
Good ball in again. Pike's there, it's 3. Wonderful corner from High-Marsh. And Bronte Pike rose above the crowd and nods home the 3rd. And Belconnen United are in cruise control 10 minutes into the second half.
And that was the danger we spoke about when they gave away cheap corners in the first half. That's the danger. The quality of the delivery from Izzy High-Marsh, I think it was. What a header from Bronte Pike. She's been doing that so often this season as well.
On a plate. And Pike nods home her 4th of the season. And Canberra Olympics Mountain just got an extra layer of snow on top to traverse.
Yeah.
Because they are in trouble now.
If 2 goals was a mountain, I think 3 is too far.
And it might get worse. Bobbin accelerating into the area. She's going to get a second bite at it here as well. And tees it up for Roberts, who lets it run for Martins. Time to pick a spot. And it's blocked. It's come for Roberts. And it's deflected wide. And it could have been 4.
Wow. Canberra Olympic under the cosh. Belconnen completely on top in this game. They're starting to run away with it, as you mentioned. They keep it up like this. We've only played a few minutes early part of this second half. It could get really ugly for Olympic.
And you were talking about Liliana Altamore. 1 start this season, 6 cameo appearances, 5 goals.
Yeah.
Which is quite ridiculous. McDonough from this side to whip it in, and it's dipping, it's hit the bar, and well, somehow Pike's not added to her tally. It looked easier to score.
Yeah, what another chance for Bronte Pike. Able to have a bit of a laugh about that one. It was a difficult one. Don't know if she was fully expecting it, but another chance for Belconnen.
Well, she threw a knee at it. If she'd stood still and let it hit her, she's probably going to score from that range.
Such a threat from those set pieces, though, Bronte Pike.
Captain's armband, captain's goal. Belconnen United appear unstoppable right now. Canberra Olympic haven't helped themselves at the start of this second half, Sam. They keep giving the ball away in dangerous areas.
Yeah, that'll be a frustrating point for Olympic. Goals are of their own making at times, which is really disappointing for a team of such great quality.
Pike. Martins. You usually send the assist through on a weekend. There's one for Izzy High-Marsh there.
Another one.
I don't know who got the assist for the first one.
Yeah.
But there was no assist for the second. Whoever laid the ball off the Corrie for the first. Izzy High-Marsh. Set piece.
She's scored a few direct goals from corners as well.
You've had there's been a lot of games where there's not been assists in games that you've reviewed for us.
Yes.
It's been quite noticeable in the Women's National Premier League this year that the amount of goals that there's been mistakes and have been ruthlessly punished.
Yeah.
McDonough, Miro trying to put her under a bit of pressure. Corrie, Carey. Alves steps across. Hi, Marsh. Corey. Bobbin. They're 12 minutes in at Deakin. No goals in that one. Similar to Solomad, where it's 0-0 between Ugali and Queanbeyan City.
Yeah, Croatia and Olympic had that washout game last week. You wonder how much that's potentially playing into this one as well. Had the week off, whereas Belconnen did play. So I don't know if that will impact either team.
There's a lot to be said for carrying on and playing, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's now Tuggeranong United 1, West Canberra 3. 10 minutes into the second half at Canberra. No clean sheet for Corinne Bishop on her debut.
Tuggeranong have scored a few really good goals this season.
Said Corinne Bishop, Connie Bishop, I think I meant. It's Perry Jensen. Denton. Picked off by Carey. Yeah, they've been much harder to beat this year, Tuggeranong, haven't they?
Yeah.
Notwithstanding a couple of games they played against Belconnen so far, or one of them at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's Whittle.
They had a 2-1 loss to Croatia, which was a pretty decent result.
Well, they played him in the Cup as well, didn't they? And only lost 3-0 to a penalty,
Yeah.
a long-range strike, and one that the goalkeeper might have saved.
They gave Olympic a difficult start to the game here as well. Took the lead twice, but then it was 7-2 in the end.
Yeah, Ian Tom's doing a good job down there at the moment. They might pick up some players in the transfer window as well, maybe from ANU too.
Yeah.
Pike, who scored the second. That's a lovely ball too to find Roberts. Perich, strong. Good challenge as well. And Denton, well, just plays it into touch.
Bit of a coming together between Perich and Roberts as well. Need a bit more of that Olympic, a bit. Need to be maybe potentially going into tackles a bit harder. To kind of galvanise the team a bit more.
Bronte Pike with the latest throw. Once again, Roberts allowed to turn. Bobbin. Keisha. It's difficult to know why Olympic aren't clicking at the moment this year. I mean, there's no Jaya Bowman, which is a big loss, of course. She's moved up to Sydney Olympic. But other than that, it's similar to the side last year, isn't it? There's a couple of newbies in there. Tara Aspland, obviously, to come back in will make a big difference as well.
Yeah.
Sienna Burney still injured as well, which doesn't help.
It is difficult to say. No, Elka Atolu as well today.
Another big loss.
Yeah. Maddie Whittle's barely touched the ball since coming on. It is difficult to unpick what's gone wrong.
There is, like you said, there's some big names there that would start, and that might change the formation as well a little bit.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, for example, if Elka Atulu's in central defence, Leah Carnegie might go to full-back, might put Alves into a more combative midfield position. Tara Aspland would normally play in that midfield as well, as you mentioned. Taking nothing away from Belconnen's performance, of course.
I think it's potentially more down to that. They've gone up a whole nother level this season, Belconnen.
Corey from Pike looking to slide it through. Going to get a second bite of it, Corey. Good challenge by Jensen against her former team. And now the break might be on here. Van Zeno looking for Whittle. Can't arc it past McDonough. Gives it away to Denton. Marzi. The passing's been a bit off as well, hasn't it? Keisha penalised.
Yeah, haven't really been able to connect their passes too often.
And that's been half the battle, isn't it? The problem for them is that you can't remember every single minute of the game that we've had so far, and we've had what have we played in the second half, just past the hour. But I can't remember, apart from one passage of play, which we said, I said, Olympic are now playing some good football, and it ended with a chance that Bobbin should have scored for Belconnen. I can't remember a passage of play where Olympic have strung anything together.
No.
And I certainly can't remember anything that's tested Mathilde Laurel-Tai.
No, not really.
Ella Brown's half chance, which she skewed wide, it came off the right boot. Perhaps it.
Yeah. Just need a few more moments of quality. Think back to some of the wins last season, Olympic. They just had some really great moments. I think of Joloka in the grand final, Joloka in that last league game.
Well, she was class last year. Missing her as well, of course. As the name. Not playing this year, but what a player she was.
Yeah, she was massive. Yeah, no real moves we've commented on. Said that was really nice or anything like that.
And credit to Belconnen, nothing to give Canberra Olympic even a glimpse that they might get into the contest.
No. They've been so solid defensively. As you said, it's been a really underrated part of their game given how many goals they've scored.
Which incidentally now sits at 65.
It's okay. Plenty to improve on.
Yeah, it could be 66.
True.
They've not been ruthless, have they? Looking at you, Kira Bobbin.
Calling her out by name,
which
wow.
is immensely hard, isn't it? 11 goals already this season. Alex Martins. That's going to get me a message later on, isn't it? For sure.
They want to get to 200. They need to be hitting double figures every game. Not good enough.
Well, you think, even given the truncated second part of the season, there will be opportunity to get at triple figures easily, should they carry on at this rate. Easing their way towards another 3 points as we speak. Easing their way to 8 wins from 8 games. Cup final on the horizon. Make sure you get out to McKellar Park. Make sure you get there early enough and get yourself a copy of our official Cup final programme. You'll enjoy all the content in that one, no doubt, if you're a local football aficionado. You'll get a copy, won't you? Keep it nice and safe.
I'll try to.
For you to look back on.
Yes. I like collecting those ones. They're quite cool. I like the match programs. Good way of remembering the game.
Helpful for remembering some of the stats, because we're right in the back. Denton back to King. 12:30 kickoff for the women next week. 3:30 for the men. Canberra Croatia in both. Belconnen United, the opponents in the women's, and Queanbeyan City, the opponents in the men's. Which is a good segue to tell you that they've had 20 minutes down at Solomad, and Queanbeyan City 0-0 with Ugali. Big game that in the men's.
Yeah, two sides punching above their weight almost this season, which is really good to see.
Pike stabs it forward. Denton's got plenty of time. Carey stuck a leg out and then gets it back from Hindmarsh. Wants to prompt an attack. 3 in front of her. Gone a long way here, Lisa Carey. And then finds Bobbin. Twisting and turning, taking on Alves. And beating Alves. And finding De Campley, who's looking to tee up a shot and rifles in the roof of the net. A stunner from Alyssa De Campley. Last year's Golden Boots gets on the score sheet, and midway through the second half, the points are no doubt secure.
Well, that's why she's the reigning Golden Boot winner. What a finish from De Campley. The little ball roll as well, and what a finish into the roof of the net. Difficult one from that angle as well. So easily hit it over the bar.
8 for the campaign for De Campley. Absolutely lashed it into the roof of the net. 4 different goal scorers. And Belconnen United, well, they are laying down the marker. They are the team that is going well clear at the top of the table. Not a prayer for Janet King there either, Sam.
No,
not a chance.
Nothing she could do about that one.
And
Pure quality.
And they've gone, well, Alina Roberts, you can have a break, and we'll just chuck on a player who's got 5 goals. Most of them off the bench this year in Liliana Altamore. And not only that, she's fresh because she didn't play in the reserves, who scored 9 themselves. They took Altamore out of the lineup to keep her fresh for this one, put Samantha Shea in up top, and she scored a hat-trick inside the first 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Scored 2 in the first 5 minutes, the young striker. So much talent in this Belconnen club, and they come to the home of one of their closest rivals, a place where they got beat heavily last year, and they are handing out a lesson.
They are. It's a big statement. Potentially puts them in pole position to win the league. I know it's only early in the season, but as you mentioned, that gap is getting bigger and bigger between these two.
Bar about 15 minutes of the game against Canberra, Croatia, they've been dominant in nearly every game, haven't they?
Yeah,
There was that quarter of an hour when Canberra, Croatia scored 3 times to go from 2 down to go 3-2 up at half-time. Still won the game, Belconnen, in the end. But it looks a bit vulnerable for quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
And when you're playing, nearly 8 games of football and you're looking vulnerable for quarter of an hour, it's not bad, is it?
Yeah. I think, the next game between Belconnen and Croatia will be an interesting one. Interesting to see how they go against Gungahlin.
You're not going to write off anybody at the moment at this early stage.
No.
But they just look so good all across the park.
They do.
And we are talking that they've done this without Hattie Cram as well, an injured player themselves.
Yeah, massive loss. But they're making up for it really well.
They've got goal scorers all over this club, though, as well. I mentioned Samantha Shea in the 70s. Eden Rodder scored a bucket full of goals in the reserves. Kat Perich, well, I think it was going to go off. It's going to be Carnegie who comes off. I think Tatum Marzi, has that gone off as well?
Yes.
Nikita Perry is one of the subs. Who's the other? Didn't see.
Tay Asplund.
Is it Asplund? Who's come on for Carnegie, but I don't think she's going to play centre back.
Maybe going to a back 3 shape, potentially. Asplund looks to be playing on the left wing. Might be interesting. Les Perry's filling in at right back.
I think that's a foul throw for Nikita Perry. That's definitely one for the fines jar. Perry's played right back before, hasn't she? A lot of football there in the past.
And effective going forward for Olympic this season. Generally, when she's played, made a good impact.
Complete for Belconnen. Good stab away by Peric. Well, the only thing that Canberra Olympic can get out of this now is some more minutes into their returning players and save a bit of face, perhaps.
I think that's all they've got left to play for, really. They've barely threatened in this game. Even at 1-0, it looked to be a big task for them to get back in the game.
When Mathilde Lorotai woke up this morning and was thinking ahead to the game, she probably thought, well, there's going to be moments in this match where I'm going to have to make some saves, keep my side in it. Couldn't be further from the truth so far.
No.
She has not had a save to make, and we're 28 minutes into the second half.
You wonder if those type of games are actually enjoyable or potentially not so much.
Well, I mean, you don't get to do anything.
True.
She's barely touched the ball this half.
She has.
I don't think it's...
Has she touched
I'm
it?
not sure she has. I'm not sure it's been in that half. And that's an absolute credit to everybody in front of her. Pike. Corrie. Away from Jensen, stuck to it. It's going to ricochet kindly here for Elicited Campley, who fired it across goal, and the leg was stuck out by Altamore, and she nicks it off the defender and manages to score another. Out of nothing, off the bench on the score sheet yet again. Liliana Altamore makes it 5.
Well, Nikita Perry, unfortunate in that situation, but that's all credit to Liliana Altamore. Did not give up on that ball and prods it home from close range. Nothing Janet King could do from that distance. And another goal for Altamore off the bench. This could get ugly in the last few minutes here.
That's 6 for the season for the young striker. 1 start, 7 substitute appearances, 6 goals. Lauren Preston's just come on. I think it's Elicited Campley that's made way, isn't it?
Yeah. Nika Corrie potentially filling in up top at the moment.
Well, that's a sign of a good striker, isn't it, really? Nikita Perry, as you said, was just caught dawdling on it. And Altamore sticks out a leg and prods in the 5th.
Yeah. Feel for Nikita Perry. Not much she could really do from that position.
Bobbin wants to go again. Full of the joys of spring in the middle of the winter. It's 5-0. Wouldn't have guessed this from the game this morning when we were thinking about what the result might be. There's been a goal at Deakin. Canberra Croatia 0, Gungahlin United 1.
Ooh.
Big one for Gungahlin. West Canberra Wanderers are pulled away at Canberra. Tuggeranong 1, West Canberra Wanderers 5. In that one, and at Solomad, still goalless. 8 minutes to the break between Ugali and Queanbeyan City. Big goal that for Gungahlin.
Yeah, it is a big goal. If they can hold on, it would be a massive win.
We'll put them into 2nd on the table, and it's probably a goal which helps Belconnen even more if it stays that way. Because Canberra Croatia have a game in hand at the moment on Belconnen United. Potentially could close the gap to a more manageable points haul.
They would. Gungahlin can
Gungahlin hold on though.
Yeah, potentially beat Belconnen in the next fixture.
Alves. Jensen. Alves again. Perry. And Kerry just pops it down, one to chase. Tia Burridge and Taylor Hampson, the Canberra Olympic subs, still available. Maddie Sawkins, Piltine, Stevie Legends.
Still good options for either team.
Well, both Piltine and Taylor Hampson sitting on 49 National Premier League games played. So if they get off the bench, it will be a milestone for either or both. Perry goes through the first challenge. Pelic. Denton. It's been a chastening afternoon, this, for Canberra Olympic. Often have a chat with Frank Cater after games, usually tomorrow or the day after. Not sure there'll be many positives you can take from this one.
No, not too many. It's been a performance Olympic will want to forget. Unless they can get on the board here.
Don't know. That comes off Whittle. They'll be hoping that the referee doesn't add too much on at the end. 13 minutes to go. Referee this morning in the Champions League just called it a 90, didn't he? Just went, nah, no point.
I do like when they do that. There is no point.
Well, the game was done, wasn't it?
It was so done.
Yeah.
They probably would have made it 7 at that point. Inter looks so defeated.
It could have just given it up after 80, I think, probably, couldn't they?
I think so.
PSG just too good this morning. And Belconnen just too good today. Here's Jensen. Denton. One for Keisha to chase, and Laurel Ty's going to get called into action here. What's she doing? Backing herself. And little to do, Laurel Ty, so maybe just thought, I'll take it for a little bit of a dribble.
Fair play to her. She hasn't touched the ball, and the confidence to do that after not touching the ball for the whole half. Got to appreciate that, but a bit of a nervy moment for Scott Conlon potentially.
Was that goal Liliana Altamore's first touch of the football?
Might have been. Might have been. What an impact.
I mean, she didn't have many before that. She wasn't on for long.
I don't remember her making a meaningful involvement before that goal.
Lauren Preston. Altamore through the first challenge, not the second. Miro. Whittle barely had a kick since she's come on. It's not a bad ball, though, for Keisha. And Canberra Olympic will get themselves a rare corner. An opportunity to maybe get a consolation.
Yeah, really well defended by Lisa Carey. She's had another good game as well at fullback. Make it a difficult decision for Scott Conlon for that cup final.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the coach.
Yeah.
I mean, Altamore's just come on and scored a goal.
She has.
She's going, I want to play.
Yeah.
Is there something for the home crowd? Delivery's pretty good. It's come off the back of McDonough, though. Altamore away. Aspland with the ball into the middle. No one in a light blue shirt. A gambled.
Yeah, not a bad ball from Aspland there. Yeah, no one.
It's a good ball from Pike, isn't it? Now Bobbin can have a go. Having a run at the retreating Vanzino. In the end, can't find the angle on the cross.
Yeah, Olympic got good numbers back to shut down that opportunity. Just Altamore with Bobbin when she advanced forward. Difficult pass to pull off to find her.
It's not been a great weekend for the tenants of O'Connor Enclosed, has it?
No.
Canberra Olympics men's team did get up yesterday, though, by the way, in Wagga, 6-2. Holding up the fort for the Fortress O'Connor. O'Connor Knights, of course, last night on the ends of a hammering Canberra Olympic. Likewise today, because that's what this is at the moment. As comprehensive as you could possibly imagine. Perich back for King. Denton. The press from Belconnen not quite as intense as it was.
No, happy to sit back a little bit more. Allow them a bit more time on the ball.
Get some changes. Corinne Denton is coming off. So is Elise Jensen. Tia Burridge and Taylor Hampson. This will be Taylor Hampson's 50th. Belconnen changes as well. 3 of them. Teen, Legend, Sawkins, all to join us. Who's going? Carey's one of them. Martins is another.
Looks like Corey's gone off on this side as well.
And Corey's the third between us. There we are. Got there.
Nice diagrams.
Oh, look at me, lines all over my sheets. So both benches emptied. Congratulations to Pearl Teen and Taylor Hampson on 50 National Premier League appearances apiece. Baltimore. Team will chase. Perich scoops it away. Burridge back to the goalkeeper. 40th appearance for Tia Burridge. Dozen goals in that time.
He's been a bit more involved this season, has been rewarded for some of her goals she scored this season. I think equal top scorer for Olympic.
Hampson can't get a touch on it. Was part of the Canberra United Academy when she was a bit younger, Taylor Hampson. Finds Aspelins. Hampson. Perich. Burridge helps it on. McDonough well positioned as always. Reads the game so well, Eilish McDonough.
She's done it all game. It's definitely a key feature of one of her best attributes.
Foul by Legends, her first involvement. Great signing, McDonough. When she burst onto the scene, when she came in that first year with ANU, there was a lot of players, teams are looking at her going, well, what a centre-back this is. We'd love to get hold of her. Belconnen United, they're not one normally to bring many players in, but the ones they have brought in have certainly made a difference. McDonough, Alex Martins this year.
Yeah, their recruitment's been very good over the past few seasons.
Maddie Sawkins, another that's going to get a touch here now, as what you might do. The fullback, New Zealand Youth International, under 17s. Here she is, Sawkins. Hampson with the tackle. Perich. Miro. A nice angle from Whittle, who might be in here. Maddie Whittle got a touch on it. And Steffi Legends and Matilda Lorotai between it did enough.
Yeah, really well defended in the end. Great desperation from Legends. They're 5-0 up, but they're still so desperate to maintain that clean sheet. Olympic have grown into this second half a little bit more in terms of their territory in the opposition half. Still not able to fashion a clear opening.
They would like a goal, wouldn't they, just to give themselves something. Just to give themselves a glimmer. Something to hold on to. Miro's corner to the near post. Goes through everyone. Perich almost supplied it off the line. Closest they've come. Asplin to deliver again. And Preston can bring it away. And an angle ball for Bobbin. Up against Nikita Perry, who's quick herself. Bobbin's got there. No one in support at the moment. Two arriving now. Preston, one of them. Peltine. And Bobbin coming in on the far post. Couldn't quite work that one out, but it was a nice piece of play. Preston could have had a shot. Team could have had a shot. They're trying to tee up to Kira Bobbin for a second.
Yeah, it would have been a really well-worked team move, but yeah, an early shot maybe was the better option in the end. Perry working hard to get back, but Kira Bobbin too strong. We mentioned her pace and her ability to keep the ball pretty close as well. Ball control so dangerous throughout this game, Kira Bobbin.
Difficult to knock off the ball as well, isn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, that was very clear in that moment just then.
Armarsh ball ricochets. Burridge away. Chase for Whittle. But as you pointed out, Sam, 5-0, Steffi Legends didn't need to get across to make that tackle, but she wants to play in the cup final as well. She wants to play more often.
Yeah.
She was an integral part of this side a couple of years ago. Played a lot of games, but since coming back from injury, she's found a team in form in front of her. It's hard to break into it.
Yeah. Bit unfortunate in that regard.
And we saw that with Canberra, Croatia's men's team last night. Is when a team's really successful and the bench is really successful as well, needs to be. Everybody that's coming on has a point to prove. They want to be in the starting 11.
Yeah.
And that makes the side stronger throughout.
It definitely does. And you can see it with Belconnen here. I mean, we talk about the quality of the players that have come on.
It's going to be a card here. First blemish on the day. Arch McDonough's second yellow card of the campaign. Every player that's come onto the field has had a point to prove and done it. 2 minutes to go. Olympic 0, Belconnen 5.
Wasn't an expected scoreline coming into this one. I mean, off the back of a really close cup tie a few weeks ago, Olympic looked to have come a long way since that round 1 game where it was 5-1 in the end. Not the case today, though.
Mountain to climb for Olympic if they are to try and defend their league championship crown. Gap was 9 points prior today with a game in hand. It will be 12 at the end of play, which seems insurmountable even at this early stage.
Definitely looks unlikely.
Well, they need to win their game in hand, need to beat Belconnen next time you play them. It's down to 6, and then rely on somebody else to do you a favour. Asplin's looked bright since she's come on, though. Delivers a good ball, too. Getting her back fully fit and firing will help. Another good ball in. Good take, Laura Tai. She's done well to keep herself focus on the game. Distribution was good as well.
Yeah, she's done really well when she's been called upon. I mean, it's not easy having to not focus too much on the game and then suddenly kind of be called upon. She's done really well.
Vanzino looking for Asplund. Legend steps in. Preston. And he gives it to Vanzino. Hampson. Into stoppage time. Not sure how much there will be, but I can't imagine there'll be a huge amount. What do you reckon, Sam? 3 or 4?
If that.
Maybe 3?
Haven't been too many stoppages in the game.
Plenty of subs.
Have been.
Some goals. So, I mean, you could call it now, couldn't you?
I think so. Olympic have been getting a little bit closer towards the end of this game, though.
Well, they need to take a look at this afterwards, Canberra Olympic, and see what went wrong.
They do.
Where they can fix any issues or perceived issues. Burridge, Perry, Whittle. Good tackle, Legends. And Bobbins away again. And the speed, and Sawkins is in heaps of space in the middle. Kira Bobbin goes down to the challenge. Well, no penalty, says Brad Farmer.
From this angle, potentially looked to be shoulder to shoulder. Might have been a bit of a soft penalty if it was given.
Well, if that's at 0-0, I believe the questions
They
would be asked.
They would.
A lot more vociferously than they're being asked right now.
Yeah.
But Kira Bobbins' pace still. Maddie Sawkins won't be too impressed. He was completely unmarked in the middle for a square ball.
When you're in that confident a mood, though, may as well go for goal.
Well, Sawkins might get a chance here. Perich back for King.
You mentioned the points gap between these two before this game. How Belconnen could potentially get away with losing a game. I wonder how much that maybe relaxed mindset played into this performance, because they've looked very relaxed on the field.
Look at the space that Madison Sawkins has got here. Bobbins in the middle, and she does find it. And Kira Bobbin couldn't get it under control. Otherwise, it might have been another chance.
Good ball from Sawkins there.
Still we go. Ponty Pike with the throw deep into stoppage time. As far as a cup final warm-up goes for Belconnen United, it couldn't have gone much better.
No injuries or anything. Perfect day for them.
A day in which they have underlined their credentials as the favourites for the league championship, Sam Watson, and they did it in some style.
They did, you're right. They've put themselves in pole position to win the championship. We've only played essentially a third of the season. They already look on track. And with a performance against a side that won the treble last season to play in such a dominant fashion as well, it's a really impressive performance and deserved big win as well, given their dominance.
Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next week at the Cup final. Looking forward to seeing you there. Belconnen United, well, they've come to the home of one of their closest challengers. They've come to home of last year's league champions, and they've gone away with 5 different goal scorers in a 5-0 win. Anna Kikori with the first, Kira Bobbin with the second, Bronte Pike with the third, Alyssa De Campley with the fourth, and Liliana Altamore with the fifth. It's been a consummate performance from the Blue Devils. It's finished Canberra Olympic 0, Belconnen United 5.